Akira, Alex. Anyways, what is up, everyone? Welcome to an episode of Dude You Never Told Me. I'm your host, Anthony. With me are my two best friends, Alex
What's up, everybody?
and Devante.
What's up? Alex, you didn't get the memo? It's white shirt day.
White shirt
it's white
day.
shirt day.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't know.
I think that's a deep cut from Alex on what a reference that is. I don't even remember that reference truly. But if this is your first time listening to our show, we are a podcast about three best friends coming together after many years of friendship. We are here meeting every 2 weeks to share our current thoughts. And you guys are quite in luck because we are coming off our annual tubing trip as a friendship group.
I know, right?
Yeah, boy.
It was much
Dude,
needed.
I feel pretty tired.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
The sun beat me up, man.
I came back
Everybody.
Sunday and I like legit just fell asleep for 2 hours straight. I was out. Like immediately, I got home, boom, asleep.
I believe it. I know the feeling. That was me the night before.
Yeah, it was.
You and your
Yeah, I
you
was
and your
pretty
brother just
tired.
knocked out like for like a couple hours after you got back. But to be fair, it was extremely hot, so it makes sense that that you guys fell asleep. I was feeling asleep too.
You know, when you're drinking on the river and that cold drink just hits your chest, you're like, this is fine. Spill all over me. It feels great. One of
Alex
those
gone
things,
wild
man.
on the river.
I mean,
I went ham, dog.
I tried to get y'all to go to Shotgun Island, but nobody wanted to go.
Cost money. We had our
$4
own.
bucks
So
a-
many,
$4
we
bucks
had
a
our
shot.
own
Isn't
drinks.
that-
Okay, $4 a shot.
Bro, we had our own drinks. We had like
Dang,
so
bro.
many drinks.
Yeah. You
So
I know.
many that we didn't even finish.
we didn't
You didn't
finish.
even
You're
finish
not
like
wrong.
2 doses. That dose was like we still had a bunch left.
Yeah, I have
compared to
so
all
You
the
know
much.
other
what the
years.
problem was? The dose was too far away from me. I was next to all the Asahi.
We
Oh,
still
we
have a
still
lot of
have quite a
Asahi
bit
left. Yeah. Anyways,
know me.
we can definitely reminisce about our time tubing all episode. That's not fun because y'all weren't there, audience. But instead, I would like to
You have
share
to be there.
a conversation that we kind of had towards the tail end of our trip. You know, it's the year 2025, but for at least for me and Alex, it's the year we turn 30, and then Devante turns 30 next year. And so one of the things that we kind of talked about was like there's the idea of like a midlife crisis. We all seen the sitcoms. We all seen our parents go through a midlife crisis, but now there's like this thing called a quarter life crisis that I've discovered. And that's kind of what I want to explore with my friends here. We talked a little bit about over the weekend, but let's really truly explore the idea of a quarter life crisis. And so I kind of want to start with how would you define a quarter life crisis and a midlife crisis?
I go first. So for me,
Do it.
I guess a quarter life crisis typically, at least in my case, it was like right around whenever I had just finished college. And so, like 20, 24, 25, I feel, even 26, you can hit a quarter life crisis. It's like where you come to a point of having to have responsibilities, I feel, and make like big boy decisions or big girl decisions. Where you leave kind of college behind and then you're like, oh man, I need to find my own place. I need to pay for my own insurance. I need to find my own job. Like all these things just kind of bombard you at one time. And so with all those like avenues of, oh, this is what I need to do with my life, I feel like that's a quarter life crisis where you're just getting bombarded by life all at once. And then you have to like struggle to figure out how to live.
Oh yeah, I
I
definitely
feel
agree.
like
And for some people, it's like they can also include the relationship aspect too. Like it's literally like everything is just coming out all at once.
right, especially if you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people they're still figuring out their life. They're still just trying to figure out number one.
I think you nailed it, Devante. I think for me, a quarter life crisis was like when you really feel like, oh, I'm responsible for my life moving forward. I have my my higher education. I'm finding my first job. And then your parents, like, you can't expect your parents to pay for your rent for your house, as much
Yeah.
anymore. It's it doesn't always have to happen at like 25 or whatever. But for me, it's just really when I realized, oh, like I'm no longer some college kid or high school kid. Like I just have to. I can get away with being a little like reckless. Now I have to pay for rent, pay for insurance, pay all my bills.
Everything costs money.
Everything
now.
costs money. Everything.
It's a financial
Everything.
decision.
Mm-hmm.
But then also once you get that first big job, you're making adult money. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, I can buy all these things that I never
but then you
thought
pay
about buying
taxes.
before. Didn't think I could buy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
taxes.
Then the
Taxes
government
are a
comes
big
in and
thing.
takes your money. Like, oh my god, just like how much money
IRS.
you lose in like taxes is like sometimes like wow, it's a lot. And sure, a lot
Insane.
of it's like within withholding taxes, whatever. But like it still feels like a lot of money that like you just don't make out of your paycheck every
You're
single
fighting
month.
for your tax return every year.
Yeah, you're struggling. So we've now that we've defined
Crazy.
like our quarter life crisis, like did you guys go through like a quarter life crisis? Devante, you mentioned a little bit, is that you had a bit of a moment when you're like 25, 26.
Yeah,
Alex,
yeah.
did you have a quarter life crisis, Alex?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, transitioning from college to my parents, those first 9 months of having to go back home, I remember I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to just be stuck here. Like, I gotta find something. I gotta go and get a real job. Like I had a little job, but it wasn't anything crazy, and I was just in a state of like, what do I do? What do I do? And then I finally landed my first like big job. I was so excited, and I was making like almost 20 an hour at the time, and I remember I thought that was so much money, and I was like, wow, like this is crazy. And I bought my first car, and I was paying for
Big boy
that,
purchase.
and yeah, the first big boy purchase. And then I was just saving up money on the side, and I was getting ready because I was like, okay, like I'll move into an apartment, and I'll do this and that. And so then I think I stayed at my parents for just a little bit longer, saved up a bit, and then me and Chelsea, we moved into an apartment, and well, first we got engaged, um then we moved into the no, I'm sorry, I got it reversed. We moved into the apartment, then we got engaged, and then a year later, a year and a few months, then we got married. It was like, dang, life event after life event after life event. Job, car, apartment. Now we're engaged. Now it's like we're getting married. It's like, what the heck? It's just so many things going on, and you just I'd learn to adapt through it all, uh and not lose yourself in the process.
So did you feel like finding a job was a kind of like the moment that got you out of that crisis moment? Like, okay, I'm now beginning my next stage in life.
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely felt like there finally was a path for me that like I finally felt like I knew what I was wanting to do, and it the stars were lining up for me finally. And career wise, it really has. It's been a very much a blessing, the path that I've gone. I didn't stay with that company. I'm not with them anymore today, but that company led me to the one I'm with now, and I am truly blessed to be with them. And I, I'm thankful every day to be part of that company, and just the things we do. It's truly amazing.
Mm. Devante, did you have your job right after you graduated? I'm back. I'm back. I was gonna say, did you have did you have a job right after you graduated college?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So what was your quarter life crisis then? Because like Alex was like
Oh
his crisis
man,
was like ended after he got the job.
yeah,
no, my quarter life crisis probably
I know what
came.
his was.
Yeah, my last year of college, going into um going into my career pretty much. And so at the time I was a intern, and I was an intern at my company that I currently work at. And then I told them I was going to graduate in the spring of 2018. And so they're expecting me to graduate I'm expecting myself to graduate, and everything's looking on the up and up. Like I had just started my relationship with Wakana, so everything looks like I'm on top of the mountain. Like it's like I have a job right now serving and as a waiter, and then I have a job lined up right out of college. I have a a girlfriend at the time that I feel pretty solid about, and so for me, everything's looking like, oh man, I'm on top of the world. I'm on the like pinnacle, and like I was, once I make a decision, like I'm pretty serious about it, and so I was serious about dating, walking, and whatnot. Um, but then one thing that I was like, man, this kind of sucks. That threw a whole wrench into my path was I failed a class in college that I needed to pass by like literally 0.01 points. Like I made a 69.99, and I was like, I figured this out moments before I was about to walk the stage of graduation. And so, I walked the stage, but I knew I didn't pass. Um, but long story short, what happened that seemed like I was like on top of the world, well, it came crashing down when I didn't like pass my class. But the good thing is, like hindsight 2020, but like looking back, everything like came together the way that it needed to be. Um, if it wasn't for me like failing that class, I wouldn't have had time to like spend that summer to be with Wakana, like cultivate the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the job that I was interning at, they say, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go graduate. We'll still have the job lined up for you. And so I was like,
Which
okay,
is crazy that
yeah,
they
it's
did
They
that.
yeah,
really liked you, Devante.
yeah, they liked me enough to keep me around, even even though I failed. And so I was like, okay, well, that's great. I get to keep my job. I get to keep my girl. I get to graduate. Because the class that I failed, as much as I hated having the same professor, uh, but he was the only one that taught the class during summer, and so I had the same professor. And lo and behold, that professor, I guess he was just lazy. For some reason, every quiz and every test that I had taken in that class, I
Hey,
saved.
hey, be careful before
And
you out yourself now.
oh no, that's fine. I mean, he did it. That professor did it upon himself, but I like saved every test and every quiz and all the homeworks, and I made like hundreds on them. And so I literally
Nice.
like boosted my GPA, so my GPA went up to like a 3.2 or 3.3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and so everything like worked out in the end, but like the struggle, like at the beginning, right? Like it sucked, like knowing that I failed. Like you failed, and then your job, you feel like your job was on the line because you're intern. Um, but like I said, it all worked out. I got the girl, I got the job, and I'm doing great now. But for sure, at that moment, it felt like a midlife crisis or
Quarter
a
life.
quarter life crisis because
Yeah.
I'm about to jumpstart my career. I'm about to jumpstart my relationship. I'm finally about to graduate college. Like everything just looks like it's growing great, and boom, that happens. But that's life, I guess. And so that was my quarter life crisis. About you,
Surprisingly,
Anthony?
I
You
always
have anything?
joke. Honestly, so I always joke that like when I turned 25, I joked I was having a quarter life crisis. But looking back, like I don't think I truly had like a quarter life crisis. Like
My man
I
didn't
Uh-oh.
struggle.
Yours is gonna be like delayed.
delayed. No, it's gonna be so.
30.
I told Michelle that like my first crisis is gonna be whenever like I have like my second kid, and it's because like my because my dad passed
Not your
away.
first kid.
Huh? No, because like
Your second.
because my dad passed away like when around I was born, and so like that
Okay.
idea of mortality is gonna hit me. And we're like, oh, I'm exactly where
Oh,
I am. Well, I'm basically where my dad was when he passed away. That's
I
where
see.
I told Michelle I think that's where my crisis is going to be is like during that moment. But like after college, like sorry, yeah, after college, like even though I didn't have a job lined up, I was pretty confident that I would find one. It just didn't matter like where it was going to be.
Oh,
So
we all weren't worried about you. You were the last person anyone was worried about in terms of
For
getting a
real.
job.
well, it was more like where I wanted to, be for my job. It was either like in California or it was gonna be in Austin, because I
Yeah,
was
I
living with
remember you
Michelle at the
scared
time.
us a bit with California. I was like,
Uh,
no,
I know.
it
I
would
was
be
like,
don't
we're
like
go so
gonna.
far away.
it would be like 6 months on land, 6 months on a boat. That's what they were proposing to me.
That's
Man,
crazy that
Michelle
you
would have
almost
been
took
mad.
that.
But like so
You think Michelle would have stuck with you through all that?
100%. Like
Kinda
Michelle and I, we
curious.
talked about it. It's like we probably would have made long distance. It'd be one of those things where like we would probably like go back and forth between like the two places. Why not?
Fair
I mean,
enough.
and it is one situation. So the reason why I had to do 2 years with like with like the government contractor or government agency. And so realistically, what would happen is like I would have done my 2 years, and exactly like my 2 year mark, I would have like put in my 2 week notice. I would have left, not and I would
Yeah.
just like I would find a job wherever, like back in like,
Yeah.
Texas, whether it's
Yeah,
like in
Michelle wouldn't
Dallas
be
or
able
whatever
to
it's
do
in Austin.
six
Like
months on and
I would
6
just
months
like
off, dude.
I was like I'm gone. Like I'm as soon after 2 years, I'm going back to Texas. I knew for a fact. But luckily I got a job in Austin, so I've been I stayed there. But like as soon as I got my job, like I worked in. I truly didn't feel for me my core life crisis was more of like an understanding that like some of my college friends that I had like they were friends in college, and because we don't see each other on a day-to-day basis anymore, it became hard for us to like still like maintain that good contact with each other. And
Yeah.
so that
No.
for me my quarter life crisis was more of me coming to realize that the friends I made in college, they were great people, and like I owe my entire college experience to them. But not all of them transitioned to like to as close as friends we were in college. Now that we're all grown ass adults working our job,
Yeah,
and
that's
so that
fair.
it was a realization of like, okay, like I thank them for their friendship, and if we meet again in the future, I will like love to hang out with them, talk to them. But it's okay that we drifted apart a little bit. It's not the end of the world.
I think of a few people like that.
Yeah.
But that's how you know who the real ones are, or if you're still hanging out with them today, right?
I mean, I feel like a real one is like I think I don't want to say like they're not real friends. I mean, they're real friends.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
like the by real
It's
ones,
talking
I
about
mean
the
like the
close
ones
ones.
that you're
Ones that
you're
like
willing to spend time with
yeah,
outside, like a little more outside of a event. Like you're like
right,
one on one, we can go
right.
get
There's
dinner.
people I would actually
like
go
you
out my way to hang out with.
yeah, like you mentioned there's some of them where it's like, if you ever get to see or hang out with them again, it'd be great to catch up. But we're talking about like friends that you don't really have to do that with like as much.
Right.
Like you're like, oh hey, how have you been the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or
Mhm.
maybe month? Versus someone that's like, oh, how you been, man? I haven't seen you since we graduated.
Right.
I know, like I mean, I saw them again after a couple of years at like a friend's wedding, and we caught up.
See?
We
Exactly.
talked. It's the way I see it. It's like I think back to one of my friend's wedding, and his like kind of like a I guess like wedding menu. There's like a tag at the bottom, where it's like no matter if it's been one day since we've seen each other, or 1 week, or 1 year, or 10 years, the fact that you're here it makes all the difference. And that's kind of see like a lot of my friends were like, it doesn't matter if we haven't talked to each other in like 1 year, 2 years, 1 week, 1 hour. The fact that we can always reconnect and talk and catch up, and have that camaraderie still, like that value that's important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice, seeing people more often. I always appreciate our annual tubing trip.
Hey, some people are having their midlife crisis right now. At
Midlife
our age.
crisis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
This is
speaking
true.
of midlife crisis, do you think you'll have a midlife crisis like when you're? Okay, so let's be realistic. So if let's take Devante for example. This man always
Like
says
balding, dude.
he's gonna live up to 75. So mid-year 75 is what, like 38. You gonna have a crisis at 38, Devante? A true midlife
I don't think I'll
crisis.
start. I don't think I'll start balding at 38. So
No.
maybe
I
midlife
don't
crisis.
know.
Maybe at 60, man. I'll be
You
like,
never
oh, I'm starting to
know.
bald.
I will say though, if I start to bald, you'll know because I'll just shave my head. I'll just embrace being bald.
He said, I'm
I'll
just gonna
full commit.
accept it.
I'm just gonna full
I
commit to
knew
it.
it. I knew it.
Dang,
I'm just gonna embrace it.
that's the next Jeff
I
Bezos
think I
right
could
there.
pull it off. I think I could pull off a bald look. I think it would look very
He's telling us
egghead
right now.
looking, but I think I could do it.
That'll be the Anthony win right there.
I think I pull off a bald look.
That's funny. I don't know. We'll have to see it. Maybe you could do a test trial.
Test shot? No, I don't think I. It takes so long for me because like if I shave my head and I regrow it back, you have like a large area where it's just like small spikes, like like just like tufts of hair. It's like it looks like a buzz cut energy, and like I used to had that haircut when I was like a little bit younger. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not my energy. I rather
Should have done.
go mushroom bowl cut than go like that buzz cut.
You should have. My buddy. We'll call him Ed. He he let me shave his head in college because he wanted to see what it would look
What it
like,
look
if
like?
he went bald. Yeah.
What did he look like? Like a monk?
Pretty funny actually. I'll have to
Oh.
show you the video one day. It's pretty great. And then
I'm
after
worried.
him, I actually got to do it a second time with another friend. Surprisingly, I never thought I would do it
Yeah,
again.
we should shave your head.
But nah, I'm good.
I'm
No.
worried that I have a lumpy head. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh no.
It's not gonna be smooth.
Yeah.
Get a polish.
I truly worry that I have a lumpy head. So I was like, I don't really want to see it. But again, if I'm going bald, I'm not gonna like I'll probably try those like those like hair treatments, like those like Rogaine or like those
Just
like
get a
supersonic
toupee.
hair stuff.
Deadpool did it.
I'm not gonna do a toupee. I'm gonna either try the natural hair growth. Or I'm just gonna full commit be bald.
I feel
Just
like,
embrace the lifestyle, you know.
Alex's midlife crisis would be if his baby girl starts acting bad. That's his midlife crisis.
crisis.
What do you mean
I
by
already
bad?
have my
How you
midlife
define
crisis.
bad?
Define bad.
Yeah, define bad.
I guess
Oh no. Gonna watch
she
this
got
back and
bad
get her
friends. She got
ideas.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep it simple. She's got like bad friends that
friends.
influence her
She's
in a
doing-
bad way.
She's doing the stuff that I told her not to do.
She's dancing with Mary Jane.
Oh no.
All right. Well,
Hit
if
up
you
those
guys did
J-pods.
have a midlife crisis, how do you think it will manifest? And the stereotypical answer is like you buy a Corvette. Whatever you do to make yourself feel young, what would you do?
Buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I
don't know.
I mean, that's a good one.
That is a good
Yeah.
one. I don't know, go ride a swing or something.
Ride a swing.
Yeah, I feel like have you guys do you guys ride a swing?
Ride a swing? Like just
Yeah. Have you ever ridden a swing?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Like it's a pendulum. You just go back and forth,
Yeah.
right? And then you just think about your life.
mm,
And then you recollect and you regroup.
I
And
know
then
why
you
Devante
get
wants
off-
kids now. I know
You
exactly
get off
what
the
he's waiting
swing
for.
and then you're ready. You're ready
Ready
to
to
conquer
go.
life. Sometimes you just gotta swing it off.
that's a good one.
Someone needs to put on that All-American Reject song for Devante.
I think
That's
that's
all I
what
hear
the-
now is swing, swing.
I think if my midlife
Oh,
crisis,
yeah.
I'd end up just listening to like, songs from like the 90s or like early 2000s, like the emo punk songs that like embody high school for all of us.
What did that like get you into that sad, depressed, mopey feeling though?
No,
Like instead of being like
No,
Like
it helped with
empowered.
it.
oh, I mean, not all songs are like, not all those emo songs are like super sad. Some of them are like
Oh,
really
okay.
like grungy, like "Give You Hell." That's already a sad song. Or
Yeah, I feel pretty good
When
after listening to
darkness
that one.
strikes tonight,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like that's the one.
It is something that makes you feel like young. I think it's gonna be like when my kids are like in their teenager stage, and they just look at me like no one does what you know, Dad. Like you know too much old stuff references, and now you're kind of lame. I'm like sad. I'm just sad now. I just want to be cool, man. That's all.
Your
That's
dad,
it.
your dad.
You're a lame dad.
Oh.
I think when I hear you're a lame dad,
Lame
I'm
dad.
gonna feel so sad. I'm gonna be.
Oh man, it'll happen. And it might not
It-
be
it
those
might-
exact words, but
might
it'll be
slip
something
out.
along that
You're
lines.
lame.
It might slip out and they don't mean it, you know.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
See, I don't mind a little bit of that. I just feel like you're lame for just being myself. Like, oh, tears. I'm just trying to get you into Lord of the Rings because I was into Lord of the Rings. It's like
Does
kind of
that generation even know what that is?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's bound to
Sure.
be like a remake. I mean, they're remaking Harry Potter, so like it'll be a
It won't be the same.
it could be better for all we know.
Nah,
Oh.
it won't.
It's not Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, but the kid looks the part. The real question is
Not
like,
Daniel Radcliffe.
But
It's
it's
not
not
Emma
your
Watson.
kid.
it's not our
not
Harry
Rupert
Potter, right?
Grint.
It's like when there's like this is not our Harry Potter. That's why
It
whenever
won't be
you
theirs either.
whenever you know talk to other future people, like, oh, that's not my Superman. My Superman is Christopher Reeve. My Superman is Dean Cain, or something like that. It's that same
Oh,
energy.
I know a midlife crisis when you stop understanding your kid.
Oh,
I feel
Oh,
like that would be a pretty big one. Like your wife, like let's say, yeah, I mean, son or daughter, your wife like gets your wife understands your kid, and then
uh,
like you're trying to understand, and then your wife is like,
you just don't understand.
why can't this man understand?
nah. I'll tell you what the
That
real
would be a
middle life
midlife crisis.
crisis is. So that's just parenthood. That's just parenthood, right? Like you can, if you don't become a parent, you won't experience that, right? True
Okay.
midlife crisis is when you start getting old and you're in your 50s and you're like, oh God, I gotta get colonoscopies every few years. I gotta
Mm,
start doing this. I gotta do that. I gotta
the
really
peak of
watch my
mortality.
health and like, yeah, like you start realizing like, shoot, like I don't have much more time on this earth. Like I'm a halfway, if not even less than that. Like I don't, like
That's not a
you.
midlife crisis. That's just a crisis.
That's just like that's just yeah, that's
Until
just
you
a
accept it.
crisis.
Yeah,
Uh,
until you accept it that
I
you're
will
getting old.
say,
You
I
know.
will say though, to defend Alex a bit, like I truly agree. Like like as I said, like when I have my second kid or when I turn like 40 something, I'm gonna have like crisis where like, oh, I'm the same age that my dad was when he passed away, and I gotta make sure that like I'm
And
setting
you make it.
right, and I make it. But then it's like the mentality going forward would be like, oh, when my dad passed away, he made sure that my mom, my brother, and I were taken care of. I want to make sure the same thing as well. I need to make sure all my I start updating all my my wills. Like I go make sure that if I die, my family
yeah.
knows what to do. I think that's gonna be like, whoa, that's like
They'll go to me and Alex.
a briefer moment.
Everything is written off to A2I.
Everything's written off to
Well,
A2I, and the benefactor of my will, A2I.
A2I. He truly died the CEO.
who knows? He really did. Who knows? Maybe I'll be the one helping you plan out stuff like that one day. Not the lawyer side though.
Mm. You need a family lawyer. Um, but yeah, but
Well, we don't have
as
to worry about the midlife crisis for a few more years. So
that's true. We still got time. Like I think what most people have their midlife crisis around like what 50 something. That's usually when it hits.
yeah,
That truly a
we still
midlife.
got
Yeah,
we
it's a
still got a
midlife.
lot of time.
Yeah,
We got 20 years.
20
I wish we could get
years.
I wish we could get a woman's input on what it'd be like for that side of a midlife crisis.
Dealing with your ass.
I mean, I'll talk to
It's
I'll talk to
definitely more
Michelle
than just
and
that.
figure out what she is midlife crisis. We'll have like an addendum. We'll have a follow-on episode. Put in the comments more of that. But
You
but
know, what's one thing you guys worry about as you get older? Like, is there something that like you've ever worried about? Like, for example, for me, I've always worried that I'm gonna lose my patience more and more as I get older, which because I see a lot of older men, like whether it's my father-in-law, my father, or my grandfather, or my other grandfather, I'm like, I've always noticed with men as they get older, they lose patience, and I don't want to be like that snippy old man, but like I worry sometimes that I could end up becoming that way. Have y'all ever like had to worry about something like that?
yeah, I think I definitely worry about losing my mind in general. As you get older,
Oh
you
my
go through like
God, don't even
dementia.
get me started.
Dementia?
Yeah, just dementia, just in general, like
Yes.
as you age. That's why.
Alzheimer's.
That's why I take a book from my. Do you remember Mr. Hicks? Oh my god, I just outed him in public. But do you remember in high school there was like
Yes.
teacher?
It's okay.
Mr. Hicks. I love him. He truly got me into computer science. Like I owe him my entire career. He is a phenomenal teacher in my opinion. I want the world to know that I value Mr. Hicks. He's a great teacher. He helped me figure out what I want to do with my life, and I wouldn't be a computer science person if he didn't encourage me to do computer science in high school and encouraged me to join the UIL team. So I want people to know him. Great teacher, great person. One of the things that like he is like very adamant about that he believed, and I kind of believe too, is that a good way to kind of help you combat against like dementia, Alzheimer, and all that stuff is keep your mind active.
Yeah.
To do like and so they do brain teasers, do like these look continue to learn new things, do like puzzles or whatever. And so that's the thing that's like underlying why I have such an inquisitive mind now, is because I'm preparing myself for the future so that when I'm older, when I'm in like my 70s, 80 years old, I'm still trying to learn new things because I want to keep my mind growing and healthy.
No, it's good. That's why I was trying to learn a third language. Although I'll be honest, I have kind of stopped for a minute now, ever since baby girl showed up.
Mm,
But yeah, I
that's
know I know what you
keep your
mean.
toes.
I've looked up all kinds of things,
Yeah.
just to kind of delay stuff like that, or just make sure it never happens. I actually was talking to a buddy at work one time. He was telling me that allegedly, like Alzheimer's is like a form of diabetes or something like that. I thought that was interesting, but I'm no doctor, so I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you
so
if
yeah.
that's 100% true or not. But that's just something that I heard. So if anyone knows or is a doctor and watching, please tell us more because I would love to learn.
As as I get older, the one thing that I would worry about would be if I shit myself or not.
Oh, that's
You
fair.
know,
Yeah.
like
Man's
I
not
just
ready to
start
go back
shitting
to
yourself.
diapers.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, well, what's? I guess this is old is too old.
Yeah.
Um, no, but in all in all seriousness, as I get older, I there's not much that I worry about. Um, I guess the one thing that one day that I would worry about would be if my like kid grows up to be like good or bad, like a good person of society or a bad person of society. That'd be the only thing that because you can have your life the way that you want it, but I would love for my kid to grow up a good person of society. Um, and I would hate for them to not uh, get to enjoy the freedoms
Mm.
that I have.
Do you
So
think it's because
that's
it's whether they grow up good or bad is a reflection of like, you and how you raise them and how
oh
you
yeah,
parent
I
them?
think I think parenting is a reflection. Like yes, to an extent,
Yeah.
like your kid will grow up with their own personality,
Right.
but you as a parent can adjust um like certain moral traits in the
Yeah.
aspect of like certain things. It's like yes, that's good, or certain things are really bad, right?
Mm.
Like there's a line that people can at least agree on, like oh that's bad or this is good. um and so I think it's a reflection of my parenting on how well and mannered that they become.
Mm.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so
because
I hope
there's all
I hope
kinds
you
of
can
things
learn
that
your own
influence
things.
people.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to your brother on the ride home, and he was like, "Yeah, a lot of my moral compass actually came from watching shows like Naruto and Dragon Ball and stuff like that." I was like, "I feel that.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
that a lot."
I'll say like my sitcoms is what kind of taught me how to be like a good like partner, a good husband, a good hopefully good father. Like watching Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil's a good dad. That's why
Yes.
I learned that from.
All right. Like all that affects you, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like even as a parent, like you can monitor what your kids watch. And so like for me, as a kid, I watched like Arthur. I watched in Japan. It's called Ampaman. It's like this bread
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Like it's very wholesome, very family oriented. Um, you learn a lesson every time you watch it, right? And so as a kid, like you're learning all these things unknowingly, unbeknownst to them, but in a good
Yeah.
way. And so even with me as an adult, like I don't want to become the adult that's like do as I say, not as I do.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of people, it's like they command their kids to be a certain way, but then it's like you're not even being that way. How are you going to tell me to be
Right.
the way that you want me to be, but yet you're not displaying that? Like it's like if Alex told, Chelsea, like, hey, I'm going to eat 2 cookies, right? And then you tell your daughter, like, no, you can't eat any cookies,
Yeah.
because I said so.
Mm.
To her, she's gonna be like, well, why does dad get to eat
The
cookies and I don't?
hypocrisy.
It's
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
dad says so,
Yeah.
right? Like that's all they're gonna think in their mind.
That's true.
But then like,
I see.
but it's fair to be like, okay, well, dad gets 2 cookies because I'm an adult, and then I'll give you 1 cookie because you're the child and that's all you need, right? Like you explain it out, right? And so they understand, like,
Mhm.
okay, like one day when I'm an adult, I can get two
I get
cookies,
two cookies.
or they'll know the responsibility of eating 2 cookies, like
Yeah.
the intake and all that. But it's just off of your parenting that they'll like understand. And so I hope to become, a good parent.
Mm.
I guess is like one of my worries
That's fair.
at the end of the
I
day.
know. I know that feeling. Gone through
Any
that one for the last year and a half.
I think it's one of those things where I was talking to Michelle. I was like, we'll the way we raised our kid, our parents, we're not always like perfect, and nor should we try to be like a perfect parent. We're going to mess up. We're gonna give trauma to our kids and their own trauma,
Of
and
course.
all we can do is, as you said, Devante, just
Do your
in that
best.
formative years, do your best. Give them a guiding hand. But at the end of the day, they are their own person. They'll make their own decisions.
And I will state, it takes a cul-de-sac to
Cul-de-sac.
grow a kid. So, that includes you guys. Like you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
you guys will be the uncles, right? Like not like blood related, but you've known them. You know me, and then you'll know
Oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it takes more than just me and walking it to be like, hey, we're your parents. Here's good, bad. And then like they could see it from another parent's perspective of,
Mm,
oh, well, the wins, this is how they do it, or the keeps, this is how they do it. Like this is their good and bad. Like they can start
Yep.
like seeing that and then like respecting it. And
right.
so I think that's another trait that I hope that they have. Well, all of our kids have, but they can start discerning for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be something that'll be interesting to teach my daughter how to be to how to set an example, cuz she'll be the oldest out of most of my friend groups, and even amongst my cousins, she'll be the second oldest. So it's like she really will be an example for others to follow, and I'll have to, like, luckily being the oldest, I can kind of show her what that's like. But you know it'll be interesting just to see like how she holds herself as a person, being one of the oldest and being around people that uh just are younger, and whether it's by a couple years, or a few years, even just depending on the person.
Right.
For sure, for sure. Uh, but I think that's a perfect way to transition to the final point I want to make on like quarter life crisis and midlife crisis. As we're entering our 30s, we're saying goodbye to our 20s. And so, what's one thing about your 20s you're going to miss? And then we'll end on a happy note. What's something about your 30s you're looking forward to?
I think the thing I'll miss the most is how easy how much easier life was, in the sense that, like,
Oh,
Same,
funny
yeah.
right here.
no, like, so, like, how much easier life was at the beginning of my 20s versus like all the adult responsibilities that have led up to now.
Mm,
Like, you
mm,
start off as like this college student who just turned 20. Okay, now you're 21. You just learned like what it's like to really go out into the bars and drink and be able to do all this, assuming you haven't been doing it the nefarious ways. Um, and then just kind of just slowly more and more get more and more mature, and just learning what it's like to really be an adult, and just gaining all these new responsibilities, managing your finances, learning if your partner's like truly the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Thank God for all of us, it worked out. And, like, it's just, and for me, I would say the end of my 20s has been a blessing with my daughter. But at the same time, it being a dad is a full-time job, and I won't sugarcoat it. It is a lot of work. I would not trade it for the world. I love her so much, and man, I when I got home yesterday, the biggest smile on that face, and just how happy she was, and I just, man, it's such a great feeling. Like, I can't wait for you guys to experience it one day. At the same time, be prepared, because it's going to be rough, but it's a good rough. It's the best rough, really.
Okay, okay.
cool. I mean, mine's very similar. Like, I'm gonna miss like I think I'm gonna miss eating whatever I want to in my 20s.
Yeah.
You can usually,
Food.
back in like the
Yes.
early 20s, you could just eat and then your body just naturally burns it off.
Whataburger.
But then as we enter our late 20s and our 30s, we have
Start
to be
feeling
more
that acid build up.
mindful of what we eat. And I think also I'm gonna miss how
Bloating.
easy it was to like make friends in college. Because
Yeah.
you're seeing like you're going to these like different clubs you're a part of. You're forced to see your classmates every single day. As an adult, you have to be a bit more intentional in making friends. If you don't reach out to them, they can reach out to you. You know, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I I'd be telling Chelsea that all the time. Like you gotta reach out to your friends, let them know.
Man, for me, one thing that I won't miss about my 20s
Won't miss.
is all the hard work that I put
Yes.
in.
Oh, sure.
to,
Yeah.
to graduate
You're
college.
glad you're putting that behind you.
I'm glad I'm putting all that hard work behind me to get to this point, right? I mean, I'm sure there's more hard work to be done, but um, the hard work of finding a wife, getting out of college,
Hard work. What
making
work?
big
You didn't put in no
purchases.
work.
Oh, I put in too much work, man, to get to where I'm at.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But the one thing that I will miss, and this will go into the bigger topic of I will miss the day of small beginnings. So like, during our 20s, we started A2I. We started Dude You Never Told Me. We were literally like no names on the internet, and now we have a whole podcast, 40
Yeah.
some odd episodes about ourselves. Um,
Yeah.
and that is a day of small beginnings. Like for us, like we only get like 10 views, but the thing that I can look forward to in the future is that though our 20s was a day of small beginnings, I believe that our 30s, like we will never be where we are today. Like we will be so much bigger. Like we will, like I believe that for us, like it will be Dad You Never Told Me, one day, or it will be A2I will be doing like something much bigger than what
Bigger.
we have started with.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to like these big opportunities, these new opportunities that's gonna come in our 30s. Not only for Dude You Never Told Me, but for A2I, for each of us individually. Like the best is yet to come, dude. Like that's all I can think of for our 30s is the best is yet to come, and even beyond that, it's just gonna get better and better and better for all three of us. And I can't wait to see what's in store because I see the vision, guys, and I don't know if y'all are seeing the same vision I am, but I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah.
to
Is
see
that
this
what
through.
you're looking forward to in your 30s? Whatever we
Oh,
cooking up, whatever we have in the
it's
works.
it's gonna get cooked.
Mm.
It's about to get cooked. I
It's-
believe it.
It's almost coming out that oven. We're still
Yes.
baking, baby.
Oh, we're gonna be baking for a while.
What about
But in
you,
a good way.
Alex? What are you looking forward to in your 30s?
In my
Yeah,
30s,
30s starts this year.
I'm excited to see that little girl grow up, man. That's my most exciting thing.
Any concrete
It's such an easy answer.
Oh,
Any concrete moment?
yeah. So for
I
me, I'm
think
actually looking forward to joining a PTA. I don't know why, but I think I could do it. I think I could join a PTA and be like, hey, all you other parents, listen to me now. I'm the captain now.
Oh, he's the head dad.
this guy.
I want to organize stuff. But I mean, like, in all seriousness, no, like, I'm looking at my cousin, she has kids and she's very, very active in her kids' education. I was like, that's what I want to be. I want to be, I want,
That's
I
fair.
want my kids' school to know who I am. And I want them to, whenever I bring something, a concern, I want them to take me seriously. And I want other parents to know, oh, this kid's dad, like,
Mr. Wynn ain't
he's
playing around.
yeah, Mr. Wynn, he's responsible. If we need something done for the school, he is a good, reliable person to help. Chaperone a field trip, do a bake sale, whatever.
Hey, Michelle's good cop, and then Anthony comes around. They're like, "Oh snap, Mr.
No.
Wynn."
I'm gonna
Mr.
be
Wynn,
the
bad cop
I'll
is
be
around.
I'll be the good cop, and then if something needs to someone needs to lay down the law, I'm like, don't make me get my wife.
Oh,
Don't make me.
You're gonna make her do the dirty work.
No.
I
He
can
just-
already imagine. I just have a feeling you're gonna have a boy, and I already can imagine your
wish
your
that
wife
upon
just
me. I
yelling
don't-
at that
I
little
don't
boy.
have a name for a boy. Don't wish that upon me. Don't give me
I'm
that
sorry,
juju.
man. I got a feeling. I
Don't
just
give me
got
that
a strong
juju.
feeling.
Have a
Like if
strong
it's gonna
feeling.
happen to one of us three, like I feel like it's
It
gonna
would be
you.
you that would have the boy.
Don't give me
I
that
don't know why.
juju.
I don't know why, and I'm not trying to put this out there, but honestly, I could see you end up with two boys,
Don't give me that juju.
like
bro.
dead ass.
Yeah. I could see that.
Don't give me that juju. I'm excited for whatever gender kid I get. I have girl names picked out, but if it's a boy, it's a boy. I'm super excited for it. I just want a healthy baby child. So that's all I'm asking for. Put that out in the world. Don't put that. Don't put me.
It's about to be a boy.
Don't put that
Just
juju on
saying.
me.
Be prepared. You never know what life's gonna give you.
I don't know. Life's
Sometimes
gonna
it
give
gives
him
you
a boy.
lemons. Sometimes you got lemons and you just gotta squeeze them.
Oh, you squeeze the shit out of him.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I see. What about you, Anthony? What are you looking forward to in your 30s?
I just said it. I'm looking for a PTA.
Oh, just that? Just the PTA?
Honestly, dude,
Yeah.
like that's what
That's like your late 30s.
Other than
Yeah,
other than
for
what you said,
real.
like, you know, what
What
we're
about
working
your
to.
early 30s? Like
Early 30s?
He didn't even say his kid. He said his being a PTA. Just PTA.
Well, you already
He's
you
like,
asked, already
"My
said
kid's
that,
in-
like,
my
you know,
kid's
his
in
watching his
preschool.
kid
I
grow
am-
up.
I am in charge."
You've already said, you know, you're excited for what we have in store. Honestly, I truly am. I told Michelle I'm truly excited to join a PTA. Like I that's what I'm dying to do. I'm also dying to, like, I'm excited to share, like, some of my hobbies and interests, like with like my kid. You know, like I told Michelle that, we know, like, believe, you know, when I'm, you know, like, my kid wakes me up at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, or whatever, and I'm rocking that kid to sleep. I'm gonna be listening and reading, you know, Lord of the Rings, you know, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. I mean, talking about all the comic book stuff. You know, I want to.
Mhm.
They don't need to like all of my hobbies, but I'm really excited to share my hobbies.
I already told Chelsea the first book I'm gonna read to her is gonna be Percy Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know, those are our childhood stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that one will be the closest in relevance to her because they got that TV show that they've been working on. You know, so I think that'll be fun.
Very much so. All right, Devante, you got a random question for us?
I do. I got a random question for you guys today. Welcome to our random question corner. Woo! All right. I should have told you guys this beforehand because you might have to think about it a little bit. But
Oh man,
what is your favorite word? Just a word. One word.
Oh,
my
And
favorite
it could be
word.
reason why, like, it could be, yeah, favorite word. It can just be because it sounds funny, or you have a reason why you like that word. Dang, Anthony did not like our word.
I think my cable's like fraying, so like it just keeps like disconnecting from the camera.
Oh no.
Like,
what's
I'll
your
give
favorite?
you some
Yeah,
examples.
what's your
It's
favorite?
not my favorite word, but it is funny to say, like, poop. Like, you got to
Oh.
say poop, but you're like the same way that your mouth goes poop, like your butthole goes. You know, like,
What?
think about it. Like,
No, I don't know.
all right, but Topeka, it's like toe picker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and the best one's like like, you know, manslaughter is man's laughter.
Oh, I never thought of that one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I will say
That's crazy.
I will say my favorite English sentence is hurt people hurt people.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a sentence. It's an in-depth sentence, but it's like only two words make up that sentence. And there's like, oh my gosh, my bloody nose.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Run,
He's
run,
hurt.
run.
I'm gonna turn off
People
my
is hurting
camera.
people. He's hot.
Michelle, where you at? Hook him up with the tissue, please.
Needs a
I'm
tissue.
gonna finish this episode with my camera off. You don't see blood. We don't get that trigger warning.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
But yes, my favorite sentence is hurt people hurt people. It's a complex sentence. There's a subject, there's a predicate, there's an object of a sentence. And it's just two words. And just hurt people hurt people.
Right. Hurt
You
people
know,
hurt people.
It's a great sentence.
I got one for you. And we can end it on this note. My favorite is, dude, you never told me.
Okay.
You gotta do an
Whatever.
outro first.
Whatever.
Oh,
This man trying to end the episode. I didn't even go yet.
Oh, man. What's yours?
Mine? What's mine? Mine is my favorite word is the most annoying word. It's soon. Soon.
There's that word again.
Soon is like, how soon? You know, when is soon?
It's like,
How far is soon?
it's like when later when later
Exactly.
later never. Yeah.
Soon. You're like, yeah, it'll happen soon.
Yeah, soon.
And so soon, Dude You Never Told Me will end. Thank you for coming to the random question corner.
That's a tough one. Yeah, you know, if If you guys have a favorite word, share it in the comments below. Please keep it PG-13. Don't get us censored.
Or phrase.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Nah, give us the craziest words, as long as they ain't hurting nobody.
They'll hurt Alex's feelings.
Yeah, especially me.
Because hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people hurt. What a phenomenal sentence! Oh my god, I still like. Michelle told me that sentence one day. Like, that's like the greatest sentence ever created by the English language. Like, can you show me another language that has like a full on like sentence structure with only 2 words? Never.
I don't know. There might be a Japanese.
There might be someone. Yeah, I don't know. But that's one of the greatest phrases in the English language. It's hurt people hurt people. Because there's an adjective, a subject, a predicate, and an object. It's
that's crazy.
4 parts of speech, just two words. Great.
So you heard it here,
the
folks.
English major that came up with that.
No.
Hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people.
Hurt Alex's feelings in the comments down below, and leave a like and subscribe.
Just kidding.
Just want to give a shout out to Leviction for his awesome intro music, his awesome outro music. Give a shout out to JT for awesome design. We give a shout out to my 2 co-hosts for doing this with me on the day we came back from a long trip. We're so tired, but we're here anyways.
It was a tough day.
Did y'all have any shout outs before we end the show?
I just want to say thank you all, as always, for coming to watch. We really appreciate you. Really love and respect you. And don't forget to give us that like, that follow. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the hour you spent with us. Otherwise, go back and watch one of our older episodes. Maybe you'll like one of those better. Who knows?
Just might find a topic you like. Maybe we'll talk more on it.
And if you're interested, we are still currently playing our game Thunderfolk. We are on episode like 5 or something like that. We've been really having a good time, and that's what we'll be doing after this recording. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna beat the game. We're gonna get some. We're gonna see how it ends.
My Weasel Boy SEO is ready to go.
Woo!
Let's get it.
And with that, thank you so much for letting me disappear on camera. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for following and liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you later on Dude, You Never Told Me. Peace out.
Peace out.